But first I'm going to start with a story of a young woman named Tina. And we've changed her name out of respect because she's no longer with us. "21 years ago, we passed a law that said you have to be 21 to dance in a strip joint anywhere in the city of Orleans. We passed a second ordinance that said you have to be 18 to work in a strip joint, whether that be in some support capacity. This we passed together to protect and safeguard our kids. What we have learned over the course of the last year is that this law is not being enforced. Tina's story first became known to people working in the establishments along Bourbon Street when she walked into the club Temptations and asked for a job within the past several months. The club didn't have any openings, but the employees referred her to Stilettos next door. Stilettos gave her a job, and she also got some work at Centerfolds, a block away from time to time. As one of the young women said, who was a friend, "It's so crazy. Girls can get themselves into trouble and not even know it." I, in fact, know 2 young women who work at Stilettos, who have come through the doors of Covenant House, who have developed issues and problems and are now there, working. Tina's story. Several friends or co-workers at Bourbon Street Strip Club where she danced for tips suspected he was, in their words, a pimp, who would sometimes set her up on dates as an escort. Her co-workers and friends surmised the relationship was not strictly romantic. For example, a pair of Tina's photographs had appeared on escort ads, one posted online as recently as late last month. A fact, early adolescent is the most frequently reported age of entry into any type of prostitution or commercial sex. As many of you know, we recently did a study with Loyola University where we brought them in to interview our kids in a blind study. And they interviewed over 99 of our young people. Dr. Laura Murphy and her team did a wonderful job analyzing the prevalence of trafficking and sexual labor among our youth. 14% of Covenant House residents, and this is a bare minimum, all right, a bare minimum because there are residents who would not answer the questions, were victims of human trafficking. 11 for sex, 5 for forced labor, and 2 for both sex and labor. 25% of Covenant House residents were involved in sexual labor, trafficked for sex, or working as commercial sex workers. We often use statistics without talking about numbers. That equates to 86 residents per year are victims of human trafficking who walk through our doors, and over 154 of our residents involved in sexual labor. Since the report came out in the spring, the number of trafficking victims coming to us from state police, NOPD, FBI has doubled. Let me talk to you about some of our Covenant House residents. I had a friend named Naja at the hotel I was staying at. She said, "Your body dope, you can dance, why don't you come work at my strip joint?" I auditioned that night. The next night they put me to work. I was 17, but I lied and told them I was 18 when I started working there. So either they're simply flaunting the law or they don't know it, if we were to give the clubs a break. 22-year-old female, 18 when she was dancing. Every dancer always makes money when they do a lot of VIP rooms. So if you don't do VIP rooms, you're not going to make the big money. VIP rooms, they sleep with them? The questionnaire asked. Yep. So you were how old when you were doing dancing? 18. Did they check your ID and make sure you were 18? Yep. 22-year-old female started dancing at 16, selling sex in the club at 18. The Loyola interviewer. Did they pay you fairly when you were dancing? Yeah, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough because I was always underage. How old were you? Like 16. Did they know that? Yes. So who got you involved in the dancing? A pimp? A pimp? Yeah. He did require you do other things besides dancing? Of course. Usually pimps, they are going to approach the women they want to work with very nicely, as one of our residents said. They did approach me when I first started working as a stripper. They talked to me very nicely. They told me that I could make money and that they were going to take good care of me. That's how they do it. They come at you nice, and then the mean side comes out. As the resident said to the interviewer from Loyola, they said if I stopped working for them, they'd find me and kill me. Returning to Tina. At about 5 a.m. Wednesday a month ago, a few hours after she left Stilettos, Tina was found dead in Metairie. These are real people. These are real voices. These are kids I love very, very much. I should have come to you sooner. But I'm here today to say enough. We need to enforce this law. Both ordinances we need to enforce. They are good laws, they're good ordinances, and they're obviously being flaunted by the establishments. We're talking about young kids. We're talking about juniors and seniors in high school dancing in strip joints. This is not a career track. Okay? We're talking about the dignity of a human person. You have to be 21 to drink in a club, but it's okay to leer.